Let's get started with the third type of questions you most likely going to see when you do interview as a software engineer with one of the big tech companies. This question is related to HashMap, or how you solve your problem using a HashMap. So if you don't know HashMap in your favorite programming language, please just go on the internet and search for it and learn how to use it, because in this video I'm going to teach you only how to solve the problem with HashMap. So one of the questions I got from the previous video, some students mentioned like it's hard for them to understand how they can solve a problem. So in this lesson, what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you step by step the problem solving, like how you take the problem, how you break it down to small problems, then how you combine them together. So the three questions we're going to solve this in this tutorial, in this lesson, will be find the most common words. So I give you like someone give you a sentence of words, and you should return the most common words. So based on this one, if you see Bob hit a ball, the hit ball flow far after it was hit. So I think the most likely repeated multiple time is the hit. So because the hit gets repeated 3 times, see? So you should return hit in this case, because the second one repeated, which is the ball, repeated 2, and the rest, all of them repeated 1 and 1. So you should return 3. So you should return hit. And the second question will be find first unique character. So the idea of this question, I'm going to give you a string or something like this one, love work later, and you got to return the first unique character. So if you see what first unique character mean, the character have not been repeated in the string. So if you see L is get repeated, O is get repeated, V is not repeated, so you should return V. This is first unique character. There is another unique character such as like W. W is not get repeated also, but you're going to return the first unique character, so you get return the first one. And the third question will be about, again, will be look like this. You say find longest substring within a string. So that means like I'm going to give you a string look like this, and you're going to find me longest substring without repeating character. So if you look here, without repeating character, how many you have? A, B, C, D, E. You get A again. So this is the longest string so far. So it is like a 6. Again, if you have this A, now we will have this is the longest string. Again 6. If B again repeated, so we'll have this one 6. Again 6 until you continue. So the longest will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, I think 9. Okay, we'll go through it details step by step. So I mean, this is the 3 type of problems I'm going to solve in this lesson, and we will learn how to use HashMap to solve this problem. So let's get started with the first problem ever. So the first problem, as I said, it said like, hey, you have a text, and the text said, this any text could be, and you got to return the most common word. The most common words mean the word that appear most of the more than the other words in the strings. So the first thing to think about how to solve this problem, you just have a string. So what you have as input is just a string. So what you got to do, you got to convert the strings to array. So you need to split these words. So the first thing I'm doing here, if you see, first step is just getting these words in the strings and split them. So I have this one. I have Bob hit a ball, the hit ball flow far after it was hit. So this is first thing you do. Okay, I get string. I just need to find the words. So I just split the word in the string. Now I have the words. As I can see, there's some words get repeated multiple times. You see, like here, for example, hit, it appeared here, then it appeared here, then it appeared here again. You have a word such as ball, it just hit here and hit here, or I mean appeared here and here. So you see here and here, and the rest they just appear 1. So the way what I'm going to do next is just like, okay, let me have every word and see how many times it appeared. So what that mean? I mean, okay, yeah, let me build hash map, and in this hash map I will just mention the word and how many times it appears. So I will get Bob, search for within the string for the list how many times it appeared. 1, hit how many times returned 3, if you see here. And then I just like A, how many times 1, ball, how many times 2, there is 1, flow 1, for 1, after 1, it's 1, was 1. So now I know every word and how many times it appeared in the string. I will just get the one with the max value. So looking here, what the max value I have it here? Well, a hit. So because it has 3. Okay, so I will just return it. So you see how I break down the problem? Well, this is how the problem solvings work. You just like, okay, I have this problem. My biggest problem was just I have a string. First thing I got to do with the string is just split the words. Then after that, I will just build the hash map and find every word how many times appeared. Then I will just return the most frequent one. So you get started with this step by step with this problem. So I have this simple code. The simple code is just you have a text. This is the text. Bob hit a ball, and the hit ball flow after it was hit, and I'm just returning the frequency. I'm calling this method. I'm sending the text, so the text is supposed to be here. For now 0, doesn't return anything, and I'm just printing it. So as I said, first thing I'm going to do based on my solution here is just like split the words. Okay, to do this in Java, it's very simple. You just say, okay, yeah, let me just split the words. So what we do, I say I have a string as an array, call it words equal text dot split by space. So that's mean what this line will do, just simple. Just take the words as they are and split them as just get a string and split the word in the array. So if I just put a breakpoint here, try to debug. For until now I have nothing because this one have not run yet. If I just do this step words, if you see like I have a word is just array, I could see it from this side. I have this array like Bob hit a ball, the hit ball flow after it was hits, just array. Okay, so just think about it, we just building array. Okay, we just convert, see, just array with multiple elements. Now, okay, the first step was easy to do, was not that hard. So we just use a function to split the text. Maybe different languages use it differently, but I think most of them have a method called split. So now, what the next step I'm going to do? Well, I have the word now. I need to just like find every word and how many times it appears. So to do that, I will use a hash map. The key will be a string, consider a word, and the value will be the frequency is just integers. So then I go through the string one by one and I build my hash map. So what I will do here, I will say, okay, yeah, I will define my hash map. Okay, hash map in this way, and the key should be string, and the value will be integer, and I call it map for now. Will be equal a new hash map. I mean, I could just do hash map this and this one. Okay, it's just very simple, straightforward hash map in Java. So to define hash map in Java, you just say hash map, the key, the data type for the key. Here I have string because I'm using word as a key, and the value is integer because I want to have frequency. It depends whatever you want. Maybe you have string, integer. So it just depends on the hash map you're building. For now, here I'm building just the key. I want it to be a word and the value should be integer. And I have my map here. Okay. So now I'm just going through this words, word by word. So I will say for integer I equal 0, I less than words dot length, then I will do I plus plus, then now I would just have the word. Is that right? I will just have the word one by one. So what I'm going to do, well, my idea is I get the first word, which is like Bob. What I will do, I first look for it in the map. If it's there, I will return the frequency and I add 1 for it. If it's not there, I will just return 0 and add 1 for it. What I mean, I would say just integer frequency in this way. Frequency will be map.get or default. I mean, get out result is very interesting for me because I'm saying, okay, yeah, try to get me this word from the hash map. If you find it, just return the index, return the value for it, because this is the key. So I send the key as a word, which Bob. If you find Bob, just return it. If you don't find it, just return 0, okay? Which is, this will solve a problem for me. For now, I need a frequency plus plus. Okay, so if the Bob have not ever been appeared in the hash map, it will return 0 for me. I'm adding 1 to it, so it will be 1, and I just put it back. Okay, say map dot put. The key will be again same word, this one, and the value will be the frequency here. Okay, see how it is? And again, since it's hash map, when I just put the word again, it will just replace the previous one that I have it. So this is very, very simple way to solve the problem. I mean, so I could just print here and I'll show you what's going on here. Like, I want just to print these two, okay? I'm gonna show you what I have so far. So I will just say this way, and I will just plus and a plus. So what's supposed to do now here, it will show me the hash map at every single hit. So if I just run it, I should have, like, see, I have Bob 1, hit 1, A1, ball 1, the 1 hit now become 2, because it's just the second time for it. But remember, since it's this 2, it will be replaced by this one. This one will get this one. I mean, will update this one because I have same key. Now by this point, hit will be 2. It will remove this one and I will add this one. Now ball is 2, flow 1, far 1, after 1, it's 1, was 1 hit, now become 3. So it will just show you like the keys and value, how they get updated over time. Again, this is just show you over time. It doesn't show you the final result because this one, if you see, it just show you hit is 3, ball is 2, while if you look here, it show you hit 1 become 2, become 3, and same thing, the ball, it was 1 become 2, because I'm just going through the array one by one to do it to show you exactly what I have in the example. I would just say for each string in the map dot key set, and here I will look for the key because I want to just show, I don't want to print it in that way. I want to put it the final result. I don't want to print hit was 1 then become 2 become 3. I want to just show you the final value. So in this way I will print the key as a key, and the value will be map dot get for the key, and it should now give me exactly what was in the dashboard. So see, I have only one ball with value of 3. I have only one hit with value of 3. So that's what I mean. So okay, now I know what is my key, I know what is my value. I would just return the max key with max value. So what I will do, I will say, okay, integer max key, max key. For now I have nothing, I don't know what was the max key. Integer max value. For now, since I'm looking for max, I will do integer dot min value. Okay, so min value. So since this one is returned for me the key, as I said, I will just say, okay, yeah, I will just return value will be whatever in the hash map. So if the value is greater than the max value, I will now, my max value will be value, and my max key will be the key. Okay, and we'll continue, and by the end what I'm going to return see, max key will be string because we define the key as a string. If you remember here, my max key, here is just string. So if value is integer, so what's wrong here? If value is greater than see, I'm just using value with key. So the greater than value will be max value equal value, and max key equal key. key, and by the end what I'm going to return, I'm just returning the max key. Okay, and this is like a just simple thing, because we just said f equal what I'm going to return, I supposed to return an integer here. No, I don't return integer, I return the word. So since I'm returning the word, I will return a string, and this one should be a string, not integer, because I'm returning the word called hit, max key, not max value. Okay, so now I should have the most frequent word is hit. Okay, because hit is just repeated 3 times. Again, if you look to this code, is not very complex. You just going over the hash map as a key and value. So you go over them one by one, and you try to find the key and value with the max. So whenever you get a one has a value, here in this one the frequency is the value, is how many times the value have been seen, is greater than the current max, you just update it, and you continue. So this is the first question. So let's go to the second question, and we'll see what we update in this code to get to it. So my second question here is you just have you need to find first unique character in the string. So if I just give you like this string, just call it love work later. Well, first thing you need to do is just take these characters and you go over them one by one, and you put them in a hash map. So you go through them, split them, put them in hash map, and you put the frequency, how many times been seen. So for example, it gets seed 2 times, it seed 2 times, seed 1 times, and you just build your hash map, like every character how many times repeated. Previous questions we just saying you are finding every word how many times it get repeated. It's very similar. Then we just go over this list, and we return the first one, or the first character has a key or has a value equal 1. So I will just update the code to match the new problem. So my problem will be love work later, the question love. Okay, and my new method now is just call it first unique character, this one, and should return an integer. Okay, and in this case here I have an integer. Okay, it's called first unique character. Let's see what we're going to change. Do we need to split the words? No, we don't, because we just need to go over them character by character. So this guy will go away. Now, do we need the hash map as a string and integer? In this case, we need it as a character and integer. Why character as an integer? Because the key will be a character, and the value will be how many times that key get repeated. Okay, that's good. So now where I'm going over this one. Okay, so it will be text dot length -1, because I'm going over text, and I'm going to take them character by character. So I say char c equal text dot char at I'm just getting it. Well, I will do same thing here. I'm just looking for the default for the character word. Here I'm looking for default for the character, and I'm updating it. It just is the same way. So until here, I just had exactly same code with just simple change here and there. For now, this one is 0, so this will update for. Now, by the end of this loop, we will have every characters and how many times it appears. So what I mean by that, if I just do same what we did previously, if I just have this character, and I try to see like how many times every word appeared. So I would say will be the key with the plus map dot get for the key should show me every character how many times it appears. So if you see A, it appeared 1 time, R repeated 1 time, T 1 time, E 2 times, L 1 time, Y, this is L as a capital, so a capital and small just it doesn't recognize it. It was not able to. Let's make everyone is small. So because capital is different than small, so we just run it again. So now if we see like it should show me like A it's 1, R is 1, T is 1, E is 2, V is 1, W is 1, K is 1, L is 1, O is 1. So if you just say hey L, how many times repeated? 2, so I don't take it. O, how many times repeated? 2 times. V, how many times it repeated? 1. So even there is multiple characters repeated 1 times, I should return the first one. So I guess you got it here. So to do this, you just do same loop for the previous one for integer I equal. You would just copy it if you want. So I won't let you just copy this. You just, because I'm doing same loop and I'm going over the characters character by character. So you would just do same what I did here. Okay. Then if the character that I found it, if I say integer, I would say if the map dot get for the character is equal 1, just return that index. Return that index, which is in this case I. Otherwise return -1. So if you don't find anything, just return -1. That's the rule. So let's see how that one works. So I have 2 because the first index is 0, 1, 2. V is the first one, did not repeat. If I just add another V, so V should not be returned as a first character. I think in this case W will be maybe. Well, okay, so here, wait a second, 0, 1, 2, because I have another V, so I should, why is that? See, it just still return V, even the V I just repeated again. So let's see what I did wrong here. If I just try to see HashMap.key for that given key has a value equal 1, return I, whatever that index, otherwise return -1. And what I am doing in above, maybe I just missed something. If I just try to see the key and value, so instead doing this, let me see what the keys and values I have for everyone. So I would say key, I just did that, but and map.get for the key. Okay, and the key in this case will be C. Okay, so let's see how many times I have every character without returning. I want to just see like if I did something wrong. So I have, V is still showing as a 1. Even V is being seen 2 times. I mean, what does that mean? I just don't have a V. Let me just put the V again here. Here, there. And let's try it again. Where is V? V is still 1. So I equals 0 less than I minus I plus plus. Okay, I think I know what's wrong. I said I -1 minus this -1. I should take it off because I'm losing the last character. Okay, I should not lose the last character. So I should keep the last character also. So I have a -1 now is the return value because I don't have a return. So if I just deactivate it, and let me just disable this part and see what's going on, because I'm not going over all the string. So now I have a 4 because 0, 1, 2, 3, because W is the first one. I added V. If I just remove V, I should have a 2 as a return. So yeah, so my problem was I'm just not going over all the string. Okay, so let's go to the third part of this problem, and this problem we will call it the longest substring. So let's see what the longest substring is about. So longest substring is just like, okay, I give you a string with a character like this one, A, B, C, D, whatever, and you got to take this string and you got to return the longest one. So the longest one will be, I guess, here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, without repeating any character. So how we solve this problem? Well, it's very similar to the previous ones, just a different way of handling the problem. We just get the characters one by one. Whenever you get any character, what you're going to do, you save the index for it. So I get A, index 0, B, index 1 in the hash map, C2, D3, E4, F5. I get A, and I have A. So I have here A, and I have A here. And as we said, the longest substring should be the string doesn't have repeated character. So I should get the length from this one to this one. It's very simple. The index of the previous A with the current A. So the current A is 6 index for it. The previous A, the index for it is 0. So 6 minus 0 is 0. Same thing, B. I get B. Oh yeah, I have B. I have B already in HashMap. So I will say 7 minus 1 is 6 and update the key with the new value and continue. And I should have always the longest. I will have the longest substring. So let's just update it here and see how we will handle this case. My method name now is changed to be longest substring here. And we just don't take all this mess, okay? Let we just consider we have just HashMap, just empty HashMap. If you think about it, you just even don't have HashMap, okay? So we could start clearly. So I have nothing. All what I have is just input a string. As I said, I need to go over the string element one by one and save the index in the HashMap. So that means I need to define a HashMap, okay? So what I will do, I will just say HashMap with character as integer and map I define it this way. So I need to go then over the string integer I equals 0, I less than the text dot length, not minus 1, I plus plus. Then I will just, okay, I'm going through character by character. So how that one work? Well, forever I just get the character equal text dot char at the index. So I'm getting the character. What I will do? Well, there is multiple way to handle this scenario. We could say if the map dot contains key with C. If the map has that key already, what I'm going to do, I'm just saying like, okay, I have integer index, integer len will be equal the current index, and in this case the current index is I minus the map dot get for the C, and I should always have the max length. So I should have an integer max len will be equal to integer dot min value, okay? And as I said here, since it's min value, I will say okay, yeah, max length will equal math dot max between the len between the max len and len. So between max length and len, and by the end I would just always return whatever the max len. And beside that, I'm doing that, I need just to update the value, because here I'm saying okay, yeah, I am getting the key. We just make it so much complex when we use contain and all these things. I think the easiest way is just using the get or default. So I say integer index and I say map dot get or defaults. So try to get me this character as a key. If you do not find it, return to me -1. Now I'm checking. If it's -1, that is mean if the index is -1. What that mean? That means he did not find that key. So that key is not. I mean, if it's equal -1, that means did not find it. If it's not equal -1, that means it find it. So instead, getting this again, I will just say minus the index. Okay, minus index in this way, and it's just like I'm calculating the map. Then all what I'm doing, I'm just always saying map dot put whatever I have a character and whatever the new index are. And what that mean? Well, we said like my hash map should always have the last character index in the list. So if the hash map I have, in this point I have the key A and the value 0. And here should be the key A and value 6. And here, if there's another A, I should have the key is A and the value is 15. So I need to keep my mind. When I'm going in the loop, all the time I keep track the key with the last value or with the last index. But only in case I found this key, that means I have seen this key in the string before. In that case, I will just subtract whatever current index from the last time I see it, in the same what we do here, like just like A at 6 minus A at 0, and I will just add it as a lane, then I do this calculation. So let's see if everything works. Yeah, it's worked, 6. So that's my main, this is how we solve the problem or handle the problem. I wish that was clear enough, and thank you for watching, and see you next.